pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The clerk will call roll.
Burgess.
Here.
Gordon. Here. Myers.
Here.
Thompson.
Here.
Here.
Woods. Here.
And we'll add number 2 public comments. All comments. The questions will be directed to the mayor. The speaker will be given 3 minutes to comment on a topic on agenda items only. The speaker will be given the opportunity to speak once. Everyone tonight.
What I'd like to know is, you have a nice long list of items that you want to deal with on here. Why are our comments first versus being at the end?
Is that your only question?
I don't know. Let's make that one a 2-part. Does the residents have anything to do with regard to changing it around somewhat to kind of accommodate us? And that's not the
That's it? Okay, the reason the questions and comments are at the beginning of the agenda and the agenda item only gives residents the opportunity to ask questions or make comments about something that's being voted on tonight prior to being voted on. If the questions and comments were at the end, everything would be over and done with. So there'd be no reason to, I'm not going to say there's no reason for you to say anything, but it would be after the fact that everything is passed. It gives residents the opportunity to ask a question or make a comment on something that's being voted on tonight. So that's why at the beginning of the agenda. You talk about the residents and everything? This is part of the agenda, the mayor puts the agenda together. The mayor puts the agenda together, we made it very easy for the residents to be able to comment. Again, on the nights that we're having committee meetings, the questions and comments are at the end because you get to hear about what was discussed, and you maybe have a question about what was discussed that night on first and third. But on the second and fourth, it gives you the opportunity to speak and comment on something before the village board takes action on it. Right? Any other questions or comments? All right. Seeing none, we're now moving through reports from officers. Move to the mayor's report. I have quite a few things tonight on my report, so let's go through them. Tonight we have a resolution for the village board. I have a majority, and I did meet with a couple of trustees. If you have any questions on that resolution, we'll cover it, I guess, when we come to the resolution part. Also, tonight I have a proclamation. Everything in order. Let me see if I can find that real quick. And then also for Human Relations Commission tonight. Human Relations Commission tonight, they're in your report. She's not here, but I'll make a recommendation for Deb Davis to be appointed as Human Relations Commission. We have that before us tonight. Also, we should residents know about Representative Marcus Evans' Health Fitness Fair. That's this Saturday, the 17th. I think we put fires. I think all the fires have been already taken back there in the hallway. But it's Saturday, August 17th from 11 to 3 p.m. It's being held in Lansing, Illinois. And you see that a bunch of mayors are supporting the Health and Fitness Fair. Also, we have Representative Thaddeus Jones, our other representative, who's had a community cookout and back to school event. Again, that's August 17th. That's this Saturday. and that's in Calumet City. That's from 1 o'clock to 7 o'clock. So we'll make sure that the village residents know about those events. The IDOT has got a job posting. I posted this out today so that village residents will know about it. But if you have any questions, they have a position for employee service intern. There's an application you have to online fill out. The salary is between $12 and $14 an hour. So we'll make sure the residents know about that. The other thing is, as we all know, the governor signed the Marijuana Distribution Facility Act and giving residents the opportunity to have medical marijuana. Sauk Village was proactive. If you go back quite a few months, we passed an ordinance in case the governor signed that. We're going into the next steps. We're turning it over to our zoning board to decide what type of zoning it has to have and more or less what location in Sauk Village at a facility like that to be located. The zoning board is going to be meeting on October the 7th. So there'll be a public hearing portion of the zoning board's meeting. So if you want to make sure that you're available for that. The proclamation I have before me tonight says, whereas the village of Sauk Village holds the health and safety of its teenagers and adults as a chief concern, and whereas through itcanwait.com, Facebook, Text the Pledge, Tweet the Pledge, and events, more than 1.8 million people have committed to never text and drive, and whereas 98% of American commuters know sending a text or email while driving is not safe, and whereas nearly 50% of commuters text while behind the wheel, and whereas more than 40% of commuters who text while driving reported the activity as being a habit, and whereas a Virginia tech study showed those who send text messages while driving are 23 times more likely to crash. And whereas a driver that sends a text message while driving not only jeopardizes his or her safety, but also the safety of passengers, pedestrians, and other drivers. Now, therefore, the mayor and the village board of trustees of the village of Sauk Village do hereby proclaim September 19th, 2013 as Drive for Pledges Day. So we have that. And so we have collectors' reports. Collectors' report for May. Property taxes, $70,183.80. Other taxes, $185,523.21. Licenses and permits, $27,808. Fees and services, $260,349.65. Grants, $6,830.50. Miscellaneous, $14,996.75, for a total revenue of $565,691.91. Collector report for month of May. Collector report for June 2013. Property taxes, $21,975.24. Other taxes, $220,913.26. Licenses and permits, $71,817.40. Fees and services, $172,340.21. Transfers, $44,207. Miscellaneous, negative, $33,041.20. For a total revenue of $489,211.25. and 91 cents. And that's very correct. You would make sure the trustees get copies of those reports. And lastly, I just want to make sure that all the trustees received, I had the finance director put out the general fund cash balance. Did everyone receive this document under review? You know, and I fell off on the I probably should make copies of it. Can you make copies of it? Okay, we want to make sure that everyone received that. So what you're going to find is it tells, and I apologize, I should make copies, that's my fault. Midwest, First Midwest Bank has $173,601, and he'll make copies and get these to the trustees immediately. Illinois Fund has $712,747, which is a total available amount of $886,348. Going toward accounts payable tonight is $281,471.25, and we're going to be passing accounts payable hopefully later tonight. You'll find that the amount that's on accounts payable is a little bit higher, and that's because of the following. Number one, the total amount is a little confusing, but I'm trying to make sure this is total amount for the general fund is $323,932.61. The garbage is being paid out as a separate fund, which is $42,461.36. So you subtract that from the general fund, and that's where we come up with the total amount being paid out is $281,471.25. However, there is other accounts that's being paid out. As the board knows, the fire fund is paying out $18,989.84. MFT, which is another fund that you're approving tonight, paid out $1,184.79. 911 fund, which you're approving tonight, paid out another $1,500. The water fund paid out $54,120. The sewer fund, which is a separate account, paid out $12,692.08. And the utility fund paid out $1,500. So with all those numbers adding up together, it should be the amount that's at the bottom for the total accounts payable for $413,919.36. So we're trying to make sure these. Go ahead, proceed. Yes, sir.
Did you say the fire was paying out $18?
$18,989.84. And it's in the district disbursements, just so you know what's paid out. I understand sometimes it gets confusing with the general fund when we have a certain amount, why are we paying more? But that's because things are coming out from other accounts. It comes out of your fire fund, MFT, 911, water fund, sewer fund, utility fund.
Yeah.
Question, is this that you just talked about, is it in here? No, I'm talking about the money that you just got to talking about coming out of the fire fund and everything, is that it?
It's all in there.
And you said the fire? I'm a little confused too, I don't see it. That's what I see.
The fire fund was $18,989.84.
Okay, so.
Pages 8 and 9. I didn't write that pages. It's under pages 8 and 9.
17,000,
8, no, it's on, almost down at the bottom of page number 9, it says $18,989.84.
Okay, because the way, okay, yes, I see. But the way you were reading it, I thought maybe it was in addition to, it's not in
No.
addition. So this is basically the, what you gave was the accounts payable.
The accounts payable.
And that's what you were getting.
I was just trying to make sure that everyone had that information.
Because I mean, I was told that we would get this on Thursday, but I said Friday, we didn't get it all, so that's why I had a chance to answer the question. this is what you just got to pass it out, saying net available cash.
Correct.
Okay, so that's after everything is paid?
Correct.
Okay, so then yes, I'm a little confused because,
Well, the reason why, which I wanted to make sure that maybe I wasn't clear, is that the amounts that you're accruing under accounts payable is coming from other funds. So when you look at that total amount that we're paying, $708,000, well, we already know that approximately 290-some thousand of it was already paid out for payroll.
right, that's,
And we know that that remainder amount is $413,919, but to make that payment, only $281,471 is coming out of general fund. The rest of the amounts are coming from fire fund, NFT, 911, all those other
okay,
accounts.
that's the reason why I asked before, could we get a amount that we have to vote on? In other words, can we get a amount that I know that we pay payroll ahead of this, that's what this is for. But to be less confusing, I mean, if our total distribution is 708,000, but then you say that we have 604,000 still available. That's a little misleading because you just said, oh, we have 886. If I take away that 708, it's less than $100,000. So that's why I was asking. And I've asked Mohan, can we have an accounts payable that's what we're actually going to vote out tonight and what we have left in the bank? I mean, this is an attempt to do that, but I still cannot see if we have $606,000 left. If after we pay all this and all we have is 800-some thousand, that's what
$604,000 left under the general fund. The other accounts are not under the general fund account. I just turned the up, sorry. The other accounts fall under fire fund, which is a separate account.
Correct.
The MFT is a separate account. All the other accounts that I mentioned are separate accounts. So what we're saying is $604,000 is left in the general fund. All these other amounts that are being paid from other accounts, which does not fall under general fund.
Correct. I understand that part, but I just want to make sure that when we vote on money, I just want to make sure that we're taking it out, which we are, general fund. And if the other amount comes out of the fund, then we should list that as that, is what I'm saying.
It is in your accounts payable.
It lists the department that's coming out, but doesn't list the,
All the expenditures are listed in segregated, separate funds.
Right.
The net balance available as of today is $604,876.75.
is that the general fund?
General fund plus, I have put underneath the note, it includes all other funds.
I saw that. I see that, but I see what you put down. You put asterisks down there. I see that you have special fund, fire, ambulance, utility, fire safety, and water cash, working cash fund. Okay, I see that. Don't know how much is in each one, but I see what you're saying.
No, because it is a commingled fund.
Okay.
It is a commingled or mixed fund.
Okay.
You cannot segregate it because general fund conventionally has a deficit of almost about $700,000.
So this
Therefore, I cannot segregate.
But you just did.
Uh-huh.
But you say, okay, what I'm trying to say is do these headings fall under general fund? These headings fall under general fund, that's all I'm saying. And if it does, then you itemize each one of them out, but it still falls under general fund, correct?
They are separate funds, and what you have is under the general fund when it comes from First Midwest Illinois funds. For the accounts payable tonight, we're removing $281,471 to go toward the accounts payable.
That's what I was asking. We need to at least put that in writing that we're taking X amount out of general fund. So we vote out X amount from general fund, and we have a balance of this, which is correct. That's all I was saying. But now you have one here that is something different. But I guess I did this ahead of time. I would have talked to you about that.
It is not different. I have been reporting the same way. Sorry. I have been reporting the same way for the past 2 years. And the reason is the Illinois funds, the commingled fund, it cannot be segregated. That's why I shown it as a consolidated balance under 712,747. Because the general fund has a deficit always.
And we did make sure these were in the box on Friday. We came to questions reports.
I was here Friday, they weren't in there.
The reports were there around 3:30 or 4.
Because I was here for
On Friday.
I was here Friday too, and you saw me here. Pardon me? Right, and I didn't.
It was there in all the board of trustees inboxes.
Because I made sure that it was in there before I left.
I was told Thursday, but I was here Friday, but it wasn't here Friday. I wasn't going to come back and sit and wait. But anyway, and you weren't here either, Mohan, so that's why I couldn't ask you. But the reason why, the second thing, since we're going to accounts payable, I was asking about a itemized listing of money that we're supposed to be getting from our adjudicators each and every month. I still yet to get that too. And also I asked for all the lawyer bills to be, when we get one, to be itemized and handed out to the board of trustees so they can see what they're being billed for. And I'm still waiting on that.
All right. And then I have one other thing about the Cheyenne Sauk Village. It is happening on September 14th. Something they do every year, just to make sure that no one on the board has any problem, we all have consensus. We'll send a letter out to Illinois Department of Transportation so that they can use the property. So we do every year. All right. Make the report. Sorry about that. Move to Village Clerk, Ms. Benavides.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to thank everyone who came out to the National Night Out event for the first time. It was a huge success. We had probably people that we need to thank. Public Works Department for getting everything set up for us. The police, fire, and Homeland Security departments. I'd also like to thank the people who came to participate for no fee to the village, which would include Al Bach, Magic.com, J.R. Garza that came with 15 minutes notice when we lost our DJ. It was phenomenal. I put it out, and within 15 minutes I had a DJ. So anytime you need a DJ, J.R. Garza. Anytime you need a magician, Al Bach. Also, Attorney Sandra Denmark came out and gave a brief presentation on senior safety and parental drug awareness. And considering that the whole focus of National Night Out is crime and safety prevention, it was perfect. It just happened to thank you, Judge Morton, Trustee Morton, for providing that information, and also for providing pollers who came out with their poller. What exactly was he called? Scoopy. And Scoopy passed out little points for free ice cream. So that was also a great addition to the night. Safety Club from the police department and our new K9 Felco was there, and along with our SWAT band, and there was an attack dog demonstration. What really made it phenomenal was the fact that the residents turned out. It was a great night that we all just sat there and enjoyed each other. So we're looking for more nights like that in the near future. And one thing I'd also like to mention, on September 10th, there's going to be a path to healthy and sustainable communities. It's going to be held at the University of Illinois in Chicago from 8:30 to 4:30 p.m. And it's being actually sponsored by them. It's going to be held at South Bergen College, 15800 South State Street in South Town. It's actually going to be discussing food policies, community education regarding food, healthy corner store initiatives, community as a consumer, increasing healthy food choices and sustaining communities, nonprofit grocery stores, community gardens, mobile markets. This is a day-long event that they're encouraging everybody to attend. If you have any questions, this is on the village website and it is available in the hallway. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. That is my report.
Thank you very much. Go to the village attorney, Attorney Michael Graff.
Thank you, Mayor. A couple items for the executive session.
Village engineer, Mr. Representative.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. So everybody knows the water treatment plant improvement project is advertised out for bid right now, which is October 8th. And in association with that, we submitted the PSSE application for the energy savings grant. So we're following up with that right now. Hoping to hear good news back from that, because that would be $8,000 to the buildings credit for the project. And then lastly, the quiet zone, an update update on that. We're waiting on permits from Cook County and IDOT, so hopefully we'll get those squared away soon, and then we can be good.
Sure. Go to reports from trustees and board committees. First one is Parks and Recs Committee, trustee Austin.
On the back table, we have flyers for the school supply giveaway that will be this Sunday at the community center from noon to 2 o'clock. So if you need to take those flyers, please do so. The lunch program has ended. We had over about 800 kids served. I'm going to get a solid number on that pretty quick here. And it was a success, and we're glad that all the people that come out and take advantage of it. Basketball sign-ups will be this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at the gym from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's for ages 7 to 14. So we're looking to try to start the basketball program back up. So if you know anybody's interested in that, please send them to the gym this weekend. The school or the community center will be changing hours next week as the school starts. I'll have an announcement next week on what those hours will be. And Parks and Recs Committee will be next Sunday or next Thursday, August 22nd at 7 p.m. at the community center. And that's my report.
Trustee Ward?
I just wanted to say that basically what I've been doing is Mr. Potsky is basically taking care of the insides of the Parks and Recs program. He's doing a wonderful job. And what I'm doing is more focusing on the outside of the parks and make sure things are safe. After I get off of work, what I try to do is I drive around the community, and I am really pleased to find out that there are a lot of children that are partaking in our parks. I mean, they're always full. I really haven't got any type of negative feedback from parents. The children, when I see them or whatever the case may be, I've got out and talked to some of them, and if there is some trash there, I'll ask them. I say, do you guys mind picking that up for me? And 9 times out of 10, they go over and pick it up. We don't have a problem. So, are out there? I think they are changing. I think we need to be more involved as parents and guardians, and really care about our kids and don't turn a blind eye. That's all I have to say.
Trustee.
Mr. Mayor, just have a question. Trustee Parsons, the community, the back to school supplies, that's sponsored by Parks and Rec, the Parks and Rec?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, that's why you have to have an idea and everything to do with it. So it is sponsored.
Giovanni handled the flyers, so I'm going to say that we're restricting the software.
Right, and I just want to make sure that I didn't know who was putting it on. Okay, thank you.
All right, go to orders review committee, trustee Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a couple items tonight. The next orders review committee will be August 27th, 7 p.m. here at Village Hall. Sure, I'd like to meet with you for about 5 minutes after the meeting on some things that we need to get together for the PD, a couple of things. Don't take 5 minutes. And the other thing, the police department has asked us to look into our adult supervision ordinance, see if it's in line with the Illinois Fire statute. I will be talking to Matt later on this week on it, but once again, parents are all responsible for our children. They're under control, they're in custody, you're responsible for them. And so that means if you have a little 5-year-old toddler on down the road, it might be time to go get them before you turn out our car. This incident has actually happened several times in this town. So we're going to relook at that ordinance, and we're going to bring it under the guidelines of Illinois Fire statute. And ours is a little weak, but when we get finished with it, it will be worth it. Mr. Mayor, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, trustee. Go to item C, our governmental relations committee, trustee Burgess.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Mayor and board, pleased to announce that the Intergovernmental Relations Committee will be starting their own, we will have a website. We have too much material to try to talk about every week, so what we're going to do is we're going to compile it on the website. We'll have a link from the village website so we can update this each and every week. There's so much information that's out there that we're putting together, and a lot of it is time sensitive. So in other words, if you don't get the applications in by a certain period of time, then, you know, it passes to next year. So we're going to start a website. It's not going to be not going to be that much. I think it's like $100 a year, and it's going to link from the village website, and you'll be able to look and check and even pull off applications from the website and download it to your computer and print them out, whatever. Like I said before, so much stuff, so much information out there, a wealth of information. I wasn't aware that they have programs to see for mortgage. For mortgage people that are in trouble with their mortgage, I thought it was just NACA. So, you know, there's a lot of information out there. And we're going to be putting on the website. We're going to be updating it as much as we possibly can. Hopefully we can update it each and every week, and we'll bring that to the village. Also, the intergovernmental relations is going to be, right now we're holding our meetings on Thursday. As soon as we get everything up and running, it'll be once a month, and we will inform the village clerk when that will be, so we have it put in to the law. That concludes my report. Thank you. Yes.
Can you make sure that once you guys create the website, you have the link to email us?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we have to go, once we create the website, we'll come to you and find out how to link it to you. So they just hit an icon and then go back to their website. So yeah, oh, definitely. That'll be after we get everything done and it's there, then we can go from there. We have to have a meeting with you to find out.
Yeah, I was just looking at that.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, thank you. With item number D, Neighborhood Watch Committee, Trustee Washington.
Thank you, Mayor Hicks. I just want to say that I want to, that all of the residents know that we do have a few decals left. We have some on the back table tonight, as well as in a few businesses throughout the village. Also, I wanted to give a special thank you to Officer Mike Brown for coming to our last Neighborhood Watch Committee meeting at the fire station. He was very informative and very patient with the residents. They had a lot of questions to ask about various things about break-ins in different areas of the village, and he was very informative to let them know some of the questions that they had. And I just want to let you know that the Neighborhood Watch, we are on Facebook, and we're asking everyone to follow us on Facebook. Sauk Village Neighborhood Watch. If you haven't befriended our page, we'd like to encourage you to go and do that. And that way you can also keep abreast and updated of all the things that the Neighborhood Watch is doing. And finally, I wanted to let all the residents know that our next meeting will be the first Thursday in September at 7 o'clock at the fire station. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Trustee.
Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to back up Ms. Washington. Officer Brown, outstanding job that night. We had quite a few residents there. They asked him a very concerned question. He took time out. He had a call. He came back and he said and explained to these residents exactly what they could do, what could happen, and excuse me. And he went through the whole thing. He was very patient with it. It was an outstanding job, and I had to go off around the time. Thank you.
Thank you. With item number E, Public Relations Committee and Community Outreach Partnership, Trustee Williams.
Thank you, Mr. Brown.
I see.
We talked about it. Community outreach program. We talked about he's apparently pretty positive. So
I'm sure you really thought also.
right, yeah. As far as Public Relations Committee, before we get to community outreach, I wanted to make sure that I ask again if there's anybody who needs a copy of the website and Sauk policy. We will be, the Public Relations Committee did not meet last week, we will be meeting tomorrow, and we are going to go through and update the policy because when I pulled it up a couple weeks ago, I noticed that the website that, or I'm sorry, the email address that we have out there, we no longer use. So I'm going to change it to my email address. But before that, I know I've said it a couple times, I haven't had anybody ask for it. So I'm saying again, if you could stop me after the meeting, say something now, we can do that to your trustees, if anybody's work, if anybody lost it from our department head. If anybody needs it, let me know. So I don't want to just sit on mass text or mass email to everybody if everybody needs it. We will have it updated tomorrow, and then if anybody wants it, they can shoot it, it will involve the email, and I will send it off to them. And that is all I have for that case. The community outreach partnerships, we do meet at 6 o'clock before board meeting every 2 weeks, and we did just meet before this meeting, and we talked about our next event. We did do want to reserve some time for question and answer during the event, but we would like to give a little bit of guidance to how the event's going to go with some questions and some concerns that were brought up by the committee and that they brought from the community. So that is something that we are looking for. We don't have time yet, but we will definitely get that out to the board and to the residents as soon as we formalize everything with the police department. And then
Okay, trustee, we've got item 5, A, fire department, police department, 911 commission. Chief Sullivan.
Thank you, Mayor and Board. Over the past 3 weeks, the fire department responded to 39 calls. The fire department responded to 1 structure fire, 1 brush fire, power lines down, 2 residential electrical problems, 2 gas leaks, 8 car accidents, 13 fire alarms, 3 COs, 1 citizen's assist. We assisted the ambulance with 6 assists and 1 assist for Richmond Park. The Fire Department Association will be hosting a back-to-school drive this Saturday. From some of the donations that we received over the past year, we will be giving away at least 60 book bags filled with the essential school supplies that our children need. We will also be giving away the free haircuts to the young men of our community. This will be based on a first-come, first-served basis and is open to Sauk Village residents only. Sauk Village Firefighters Association will be hosting their annual call-out. This will be held on Saturday, September 14th at Longwood Country Club in Crete. Please feel free to call the station for additional information. And lastly, I understand there have been some questions about fire departments coming to our fires. Let me clarify this. The other fire departments are not there to fight our fires for us. They are there to fight our fires with us. Likewise, we go to fight their fires with them. That's the way the fire service works. There are many jobs and things that need to be done at the average house fire. There may be circumstances that tax firefighters over and above. For example, at the recent fire in Jeffrey, it was about a 90-degree day and humid. It takes a serious toll on firefighters and all that gear. We have to rotate them in and out of these jobs and many jobs that have to be done. Furthermore, the Sauk Village Fire Department, as well as many of our neighboring fire departments, have manpower problems at different times of the day. Because our departments are not staffed full-time firefighters, so it is necessary that we all work together to provide service to our communities while providing for the safety of our firefighters. And that ends the fire department report. Police department report, no report. 911 committee, we gave the village a portion of the check towards the maintenance agreement. And that ends my report.
Thank you, Chief. Move to public works director, Mr. Weller.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple items. We're brought to our attention over on Jeffrey Avenue that we had a hydrant with a stuck cap on it during this fire that we were discussing here. And we took care of the hydrant, repaired the hydrant, it's back in service, there shouldn't be any other issues. We also repaired a hydrant at 2029 Sauk Trail. One of the breakaway collars was damaged on the hydrant, it's been repaired and back in service. Several other items, we got a call from an address at 21906 Gate Lane concerned about the street light. Find out that ComEd took our wire down off the pole. Not quite sure why they took the wire or what they were called for, probably a street light out. But normally if they have a problem with the wire hanging, they'll cut the wire back and hang off the pole. This time they took the wire. I did speak to ComEd and our customer service rep, and he's looking in to find out why they took the wire. If we don't hear something pretty quickly here, we're just going to replace the wire and hopefully they'll be reimbursed for whatever the cost of the wire. The tractor will be out. We have some complaints in the Lincoln Lansing ditch and some of the retention areas. Weather-wise, we've been moving on to some other jobs because we have been less cutting at the village buildings. So we're moving into our ditches and our retention areas. So you will see the tractors. You will see some of the scag mowers out there and some of the retention areas. Also, I mentioned last meeting that we will be starting to cut some ash trees down. In areas where we find ash trees, where we find other branches that are hazardous, we will take some trees and trim them over cutting the ash trees down. And at these locations, we will leave the logs on on site. Residents can take the logs, we're just gonna leave them stacked. They won't last very more than a week. If you want them to take them, you have to leave them in town. There's a requirement that you can't haul dashboard out of the county, basically, or out of town. But you can use it for fireplaces, etc. If it's not picked up within a week, we'll go by and pick it back up and dispose of it. Just want to thank all the departments that we work with for all the events going on. Every time we needed assistance from any of the departments, we had help. Any calls we needed, they called us. We assisted each other. Everything went very well. Recently, we repaired all the lights in the back of the building here. We had about 5 out in Silver Community Center. All the lights have been repaired. I understand we had a concern about the memorial. The spotlights have been all repaired. We had an issue with the can lights in the ground filling up with water, and it damaged the capacitors in the bottom. That's why they weren't working. But all that is working at this time. Yesterday, we had a water main break on Landis. Actually, it was a leak that had been kind of coming and going. We got a call on it for a wet parkway one day. We show up, the parkway was completely dry. So this has been going on for a month, but then it finally let loose and they took care of that. The last one we have from the fire hydrants that were open about 3 weeks ago, which is on 221st, 1844. That one will be taken care of on Thursday. And that concludes the report.
The fire agents on Jeffrey, is that the 225 block?
Yes, it is.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right, move to administrative services, Mr. Mitzi.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a few items. I'd just like to give the board a count of how many village stickers were sold from May 1st to July 31st. We sold 2,802 village stickers. And April 1st to current, 185 animal licenses. And we touched base on the zoning I was going to bring up. I'm planning on having a zoning meeting on October 7th at 7 p.m. here in regards to the marijuana facilities. Title Max is in the process of getting bids for their landscaping. She said they got 3, and now she has to turn them over to the corporate headquarters so they can move forward with that. And the church located at 1717 Sauk Trail is going to be holding a fundraiser August 17th from 10 to 2 out in front of the facility. They're going to be selling hot dogs, pop, and chips to raise some money for their church. So if you see them out there, that's what they're doing. And from January to July 31st, Sue has wrote 1,062 tickets for various violations. For the month of July, she wrote 154 tickets. And every month I'll give you a report on how many tickets she writes. And then Derek, you had some questions about how much money we're bringing in for tickets. I'll get that to you. I'll have Cindy run a report on how much revenue the village has brought in with the tickets.
Okay.
And then I also asked Mr. Mohan if he could get a hold of the collection agency to find out where we're at with that. And I believe that concludes my report.
Mr. Mayor. Sure, you have any idea what how many village stickers were sold last year?
I knew you were going to ask me. The program that we have currently, we can't really get an count for year to year. So, I mean, we kind of hand did this one. I have no way of knowing what we sold last year. Animal licenses are definitely down, but they're down a lot.
All right. Move to Finance Director, Mr. Rowe.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Finance Department has completed the Treasurer's Report as of April 30, 2013. The certified mail was mailed over today to Cook as well as Bill County Treasurers. We have sent in a water sewer collection for the outstanding amounts in the amount of almost about $91,000. The Municipal Collection of America has started collecting the money for water sewer outstanding bills. Third one is the safety meeting as of last Thursday were conducted. It went well, smoothly, and we are trying to generate some kind of report to insurance renewal. That will definitely help us to reduce the premium what we are going to pay in 2014. That ends my report.
I do have one question. The audit report.
The audit report actually is going, I'm working with the treasurer, late treasurer, to coordinate with the police pension financial reporting. Once the police pension financial reporting is in, we can add on to the village report, and it's going to be done pretty soon. It once again depends on the police pension turning in the financial report as well as the actuarial report.
And what year is this one for? 2010?
2010 and 11. 2010 and 11.
18 months?
No, 12 months. The coming audit will be 2011 and 2013, 18 months. I'm hoping to finish it within 3 months once this audit is done.
When are we estimated to start?
Pardon?
When's the estimated time to start?
Once this audit is complete, I can start right away.
Estimated time?
10 days.
Within 10 days?
Within 10 days, I can start. I have all the reporting from my folks. Everything is ready to start.
So Mohan, you were saying that we're still, as we did before, we're still waiting on the pension? Police pension? How come we have to wait on each and every, they hold up everything?
This time I elected to include all the police pension.
Correct.
Fire pension funds.
No, when I ask you, I understand that part. Why do we have to constantly wait? Last time it was the reason that we waited was police pension. This time it's police pension.
This auditor is requiring us to get things done.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm asking the question, what's wrong with the police pension board?
I don't know.
Because they're holding up our audit.
I have tried to answer a couple of times and I haven't received any response back from the police pension.
We need to do
I'm working with the village treasurer, Mr. Jim Garrigo. He has assured me that we work with the police pension to try to get the audit done. Even I have spoken to the police pension fund auditor a couple of days ago, and they said once the police pension fund approves the audit, it's ready to go in.
Last time, as you remember, the first audit we had, it was then we almost had to use our auditors to audit their books. Because they were taking so long, so now it seems like the same old thing over and over.
I understand the audit is done actually, but the police pension fund has to approve the audit in order to.
And they meet once a month?
I think once a month, they do meet once a month. They have to approve the financials.
Okay.
And I cannot.
Because they know that they're holding up things for us to get home.
I cannot pressure them to get the things done. It's a separate entity. What I can do is I can request them, and I can ask them, and I can beg them. I cannot sit down there.
Okay, no, it's not true. I'm just saying that last time they held it up. They understand that we're using this audit so when we go out to borrow money, get loans and everything, that has to be completed. We can't do that unless we get our bond rating affects that too. So
that's true.
So that's okay. Okay.
All right, we have item E, Sauk Village Homeland Security Agency, Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Mayor, for the past 3 weeks, as we responded to 32 calls, 1 structure fire, 1 brush fire, 2 gas leaks, 1 power lines down, 2 residential electrical problems, 7 car accidents, 10 fire alarms, 3 CO alarms, 1 traffic control, and 4 assist dog agencies. And just a reminder to all the audience, the children will be going back to school soon. So be aware as you're traveling back and forth from work, on your way home, and on your way to work. That's just because the kids will be walking in the street, crossing the street. They still do it now, but this is just, they're going to be out there more often. This is because they're going back and forth to school. And that is my report.
All right, then you'll move to item number F, Human Relations Commission and Education Committee. Ms. Campbell.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to draw your attention to the meeting in Park. That's going to be our second series. It will be taking place on Friday, the 16th at 7 o'clock. The actual movie will show at dusk. No, that is still not decided on the movie. So
needed your assistance with that concern. We were really hoping to bring in a new commissioner this evening, but I know that she was not feeling well last night, so that then she's still not. I'm sorry, let me go back to the movie in the park and ask the village clerk to please post the movie in the park on our event webpage on the website. And know that we'll also have a movie in the park the third Friday in October as well.
Can you email that to me, the request for that and the third Friday in October? Is that what you said?
Correct.
Can you email that to me so I can move forward, just so we're all on the same page?
That's fine, and I am one that needs your process of procedures. The Human Relations Commission assisted with the youth summer food program, and I was the representative of it. And I would just like to give kudos to Delonte Hasty, and she is in the admin room, because she ran that program, and she did a fantastic job, and you are to be, but no, she is truly to be commended. She did a wonderful job with that program. Our next meeting for Human Relations will take place September the 16th, I believe, at 6:30, simply because of a holiday takes place the first Monday of that month. So I'll get that information so that it's posted on the website as well. In terms of the beautification committee, I just want to say that the youth workers that were assigned to the beautification committee were absolutely excellent. They were excellent. We went to the memorial, we worked with the community center, we did all out here, the community garden, we covered 5 sites in my community. No young people really, truly working. Even today, which was most of their last day, so I'm going back, they put together the Hootie Awards for us. So, it was truly remarkable. I want to talk to you also about the community garden, and please report from your notification that the beautification committee will no longer assume any responsibility at all for the community garden, and as a result, then that means that the village of Sauk Village is no longer responsible either. I will be drafting a letter to the executive director and the library board, letting them know that I'm honoring the executive director's request to take over the garden. And but then we will need to look at that agreement that we signed last year to make certain that we're meeting all of the tenets of that, and that we absolve ourselves of any further responsibility. And lastly, I want to talk to you about the difficulties the beautification committee experienced in having meetings. We meet monthly. Last night, we ended up meeting outside at the shelter because we did not have access. And fortunately for us, it stopped raining 15 minutes before the meeting was started. Generally what I do is I contact someone here at Village Hall. I get that, and I also contacted a number of trustees, and no one was available that I contacted. And last month it was basically the same thing. So the fire department allowed us, to hang our hat there. But in order to do that, I had to be there an hour before the meeting started in order to gain entry. So we're going to have to work something out so that we can have meeting space. We can't meet at the community center because you have line dancing taking place at that time. So, I just appeal to you or to assist us as we attempt to help our village. And that includes my reports.
I must have just missed your last name, because I think I didn't have you at 6:30. Was your meeting at 7 o'clock?
The meeting was at 7, but I got here at 6:45.
Okay, I just missed you. Yeah.
Is it possible that we could put this item on the agenda? I know that there was a meeting agenda that we could talk about, because I know that there's been question about in
The other thing too, is if you can check the marquee, I drove by, does the marquee say the 16th for Moving Park, or does it say the 17th? No, I drove by this morning, or this afternoon, I thought it said the 17th, so if you can just verify. So we want to make sure for Moving Park, we want to make sure it says the 16th. And even though that Ms. Deb Davis is not here tonight, I would ask for a motion to approve her as the Human Relations Commissioner. Do I have a motion? Do I have a motion?
Second.
Do I have a motion and a second? Is there any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Morton.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Poskett.
Yes.
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 Motion carries. Moving on to number G, Housing Commission, Mr. Holcomb.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Board. Two things. The Illinois Partnership Program has been extended to September 30th of the year, that homeowners that are having trouble with their mortgages can apply for $35,000 in loans from the state at very low interest. I put the paperwork on the back table. Also, August 24th, Saturday, August 24th, Help for Homeowners event held by the Neighborhood Housing Services of Chicago is going to be held in Matson for people that are struggling with mortgages. There's going to be 50 people there to help them work through and get loans to help them with the mortgage and reduce the mortgage. And that information is what I'm asking you to do. That concludes my report.
Are you going August 21st?
Pardon?
Are you going August 21st to the event downtown?
Yes.
Okay.
So once we get our meeting going Friday, next Tuesday, I'll give a report on what we're doing.
All right.
What we're doing on the 21st of August, there's three of us, myself, Heidi Parker, and Debbie Williams will be attending a conference at 1 Wacker Drive, the USB Tower, promoting village commercial. When they originally put it out, it was promote the village, and I had asked all the trustees and committees to put in suggestions, and then we attended the whole meeting and found out it's only going to be about pushing for commercial businesses.
I was in a meeting about that yesterday morning. I was in a meeting with someone about that also. For the economic development team, we have a PowerPoint program that started. We need a little bit more work to it, and again, looking for some kind of input, but we want to make sure that that's part of the display that we have up there.
Correct. We're putting on two different presentations. We will have our own table down there, and we're collecting and putting together data at this time.
Okay, great. All right, thank you very much.
Mr. Holcomb.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Gary. Hello, Gary. I want to thank you and Sherry too for cleaning the house up on Yates and 222nd. I know it's been cleaned now for about a week and a half, so it's fantastic. That drive-by, see the mountain of garbage. Thank you.
Thanks to Sue and Sherry, I got the information who the bank was and held it, and got Susie to write a $500 ticket that I went ahead and said I'd sign to and didn't clean it, and they came over that afternoon.
Both of your departments are good job.
We have a full program going now.
Food item number 8, Senior Committee, Ms. Thompson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The Sauk Senior Center Summer Program had very low attendance. I just want to mention, I'll do it from my heart. I just want to thank the youth that we have working for us. It was Aaron and Stephanie Moore. They started it off, and then we ended up with Abby Purdue. They helped with the very few seniors that we had in attendance. Unfortunately, there was some misinformation given by a few individuals that probably curtailed by giving wrong information about what the program was about. Also, I want to thank 3 youth from the other youth group. It was Siobhan, Sydney, and Stacy. They were distributing flyers, and they also did some telephone calls to some seniors so they would come out. Unfortunately, that didn't curtail bringing in too many people either. And I do want to thank Public Works for providing us with cleaning supplies and some supplies. So Aaron Moore spent the first day, as you can clean off all the tables and chairs, and then he fastened the screws on the chairs. And Kevin tells me that the chairs had not been cleaned since we moved in there. That was a few years, and it was a nice job that Aaron did. And I just wanted to mention that we still have the 3 groups meeting on Sunday, Wednesday, Monday and Wednesday, senior groups. And I do have extra flyers listing all the activities for all groups meeting in the senior center. And that's in the literature rack. I know that I've given copies to the administrative clerks because people are asking for handouts on what the seniors do. So all the events are listed there. I do want to mention that the senior committee continues to provide free Zumba Go classes the first and third Saturday, 1 to 2. Then we have our book exchange. It's a free will there. And we have our blood pressure the first Monday at 1 o'clock in the senior center office. Then we have our monthly movie. That's usually the first Monday at 12 o'clock. And I do want to report that we had an excellent event yesterday. The library always that's always co-sponsored with the library. They provided us with an excellent lunch. And then we also had a speaker that, in fact, I did double duty. I made a presentation on senior medical patrol, something that I don't like to do. But that was well received, and we did see the paper. And thanks to Jerry Holcomb, he had a few blood pressure screening that he also took care of on that same day. One other thing is, I want to mention that the Boone Township picnic was excellent. We had a lot of, it was a beautiful day, wonderful lunch and entertainment. Our next senior committee meeting is in September, the 2nd Thursday at 5 p.m. And I believe, I do want to mention that we are continuing with our maintenance there, and I was hoping that we could get another broom in the senior center that's been worn out since we've been in there. It should be inexpensive. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 6 consent agenda, there's nothing. Item number 7A, motion to approve accounts payable and disbursements for July 24th, 2013 through August 13th, 2013. Is there a motion to approve? A motion and second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, will the clerk please call roll?
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Plaskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number B, motion to approve WSI engagement resolution.
So moved.
A motion and second. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Hearing none, will the clerk please call roll?
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Plaskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving to item number A, approval of minutes, starting at A, July 8, 2013 meeting. A motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion and second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, will the clerk please call roll?
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Plaskett.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item B, July 9, 2013, regular board meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Have motion and second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, will the clerk please call roll?
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
carries. Item C, July 9, 2013, special meeting budget hearing. Is there a motion to approve? Motion second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Oscar.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item D, July 16, 2013, committee meetings. Is there a motion to approve?
Second.
Motion second. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Burgess.
Yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Oscar.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Burgess.
Yes.
Motion carries. Item E, July 23, 2013, regular board meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Is there any questions or comments?
Question.
Question, trustee Burgess.
Section D, under the minutes, we had on there finance director, Mr. Raoul, we had him marked as absent.
I didn't catch that, review. Thank you. If you notice, there was a report after that. What you were looking at is the draft minutes that was corrected in the final copy.
Okay, I didn't get that.
Right, thank you, but I didn't catch that in my, review.
Okay, so therefore, just so for the record, because what I have, it says that, for the record, you said that was a mistake that it's going to be marked, before, I guess he did give a report. So that.
Yes, he did, and it's actually included in that.
Right, it is, I saw that, that's what I
The
was
word
saying.
absent should have been removed.
That's what I'm saying, I
I
saw
didn't
that.
catch that in my edit.
Okay.
But thank you for bringing that to my attention. The final copy does get that removed.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none, Village Clerk, please call the roll.
Burgess.
With that necessary correction, yes.
Gordon.
Yes.
Myers.
Yes.
Oscar.
Yes.
Washington.
Yes.
Williams.
Yes.
Motion carries. Moving on to number 9, miscellaneous comments from the mayor and board of trustees. Trustee Williams. Trustee Myers.
No, it's not.
Trustee Morton. Trustee Poskett. Trustee Washington.
Thank you, Mayor. I would just like to say that I attended a few things around the village. I wanted to say that I attended the nights out, and I really enjoyed the program. I especially enjoyed the little animal that was in the wagon. What's his name, Trustee Myers?
And you supported my calendar.
Yes, he squirted my clothes and wet me all up. I thought that was very entertaining, as well as some of the other things I enjoyed. I really enjoyed the SWAT police truck. I did not know how thick that glass was. He actually showed me where he had been shot with bullets. So it was very informative, and I really enjoyed that. Also, I enjoyed attending the housing committee meeting with Mr. Gary Holcomb. I learned a lot about what housing is doing, and I just wanted to congratulate that committee on the outstanding job with the mapping of all the vacant homes and the different things that those commissioners are doing with housing. I really enjoyed sitting in on some of the things, listening to what they had done. I also attended the seniors activity over with the senior center, and I enjoyed being over there with Ms. Langston and Larry Stewart and seeing the extended persistence in trying to get that senior program up and running for everyone in the village. I want to encourage everyone to go to the senior center because it is a very nice facility for seniors to go and have a chance to just talk. And I wanted to say that I also attended the program for the Sauk Community Dialogue. And it was an outstanding committee, and I wanted to just thank the mayor as well as the elected officials, Trustee Burgess that came, Trustee Poskett for his assistance that came to that meeting. I was enjoying really talking to the residents and hearing a lot of dialogue, and I want to encourage anyone that didn't come to come, because it's a great forum, and I really enjoyed that committee as well. And I wanted to thank Sharon Nowak for this beautiful calendar events that she did, especially this last page that lists all the committees in the village. That is so awesome. Sharon, I have been passing this out. I think we need like another 100 copies. You know how to go all around the village. And the residents are really appreciative of all the committees listed. It's easy to read with the grids. It shows the dates of the meetings and who's in charge and their contact numbers. So I just wanted to thank you as a resident for putting all that together. I really appreciate that. And I wanted to thank, again, Officer Michael Brown, because he has been doing a great job with the neighborhood watch. And I just wanted to make sure that it's noted by the board of his extra time to put in volunteering to answer some of the questions that we have and some of the concerns that the residents have. And that concludes my comments.
Thank you, Trustee Burgess.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to say, I did get this communication from those in the Sturgis area regards to the information that I asked, but what I asked was, it was about ethics. It wasn't, I just wanted to find out, was it an ethical juncture? In other words, and this is what I asked the lawyers, did they find out that it was it done under the ethics guidelines? All I asked is what vendors helped contribute to the trip. That was it. And everything else, how much it was and everything, that's not, I have nothing to do with that. I really don't care. But it does matter, because when you sign the ethics statement, that's the statement that you have to sign each and every year. And that does state it verbatim as far as doing things with the vendors of municipality or whatever. And this explanation was fine, but it didn't answer the question that I asked. And the question I asked was this done ethically?
You know, the village code, you can find any violations. I'm not aware of any violations of the ethics code or any ethics violation.
So then it's okay if a vendor helps contribute or whatever. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that was the question I asked. As far as how much and all that, I'm not worried about. I don't care about how much money or whatever. I just want to make sure. You can't hear me? I just wanted to make sure that it was done under the guidelines. That's what my question was. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee.
Thank you, Mr. McGrath.
I just have two more things. First of all, I'd like to thank Public Works for the name on the marquee by 384. The residents were asking about that a few weeks ago. So thank you for getting that done. I drove into Sauk Village tonight and see my name. So it was nice. Nice to see you there. So thank you. The last thing is the youth program. We've had some fantastic kids this year that did a great job. They were hard workers. Probably one of the best years we ever had with the community youth program. So I think it ends this Friday. So we're going to miss these young kids coming out, and hopefully they learned something. They had some great village employees to work with, and I'm sure that they learned something they'll probably take with them the rest of their lives. So I thank them. I thank Senator Trotter's office for helping us get these youth. The other thing is we have, just so everyone realizes, we had 12 young youth, I guess you call them, youth come to work for the village under Senator Trotter's program. Under SSDMC, which is the youth that's working over the community center, we had 26 this year. So the 12 will end their part this Friday. The 26 will continue going, I think, for a couple more weeks until school starts. So again, it was a great program this year, and I'm looking forward to next year. And I think as department heads, it would be probably beneficial if we wrote our our senators, number one, thanking them and letting them know that the ones that they sent our way this year were a help, and we enjoyed having them. So I didn't hear nothing but positive things coming from our department heads this year. So that's the only thing I have. So I would ask for a motion to recess into executive session. I'm sorry, just real quick, so I have for the record, discuss our personnel matters, an update on pending litigation, collective bargaining matters, real estate, employment, compensation if needed. We have a motion second on the floor. All in favor, say aye.